Last night on MasterChef Australia, we travelled to Perth and Brisbane. For some, the dream of reaching the semi-finals became reality, while others didn't make the grade.
It's not quite there.
Tonight, MasterChef! Victoria's best amateur chefs show us what they've got.
Your food's diabolical.
In the toughest cooking competition Australia has ever seen.
I'm just concerned that we're going to break you.
Plus, we complete the semi-final lineup as the top 50 amateur chefs in the country face our first elimination challenge.
Embrace the onions, yeah? Love the onions.
At stake for the winner, the chance to join the culinary elite and become Australia's first ever MasterChef.
MasterChef lands in Melbourne, the food capital of Australia. It's the final stop in our epic search for the 50 best amateur chefs in the country. MasterChef! Almost 2,000 passionate home cooks from around Victoria are battling for the chance to become the country's first ever Master Chef.
Mum, if you're listening, I'm gonna be a Master Chef.
I'm hoping my cooking's got what it takes.
And I'm here to win it.
Deciding their fate will be our 3 internationally renowned judges.
I'm George Calombaris. Last year, I was voted Chef of the Year in the Age Good Food Guide. After all my years in the kitchen, I can spot a pretender a mile away.
I'm Gary Mehigan. I own 2 restaurants and I've got over 70 staff. You've not done one of these before, right? I've seen hundreds of wannabe chefs come and go. First rib? Most don't survive.
I'm Matt Preston. Last year, I was voted the world's best food journalist. What I'm looking for Australia's first MasterChef is someone who has knowledge of food, a great palate, fantastic technique, and some real substance to what their culinary dream is.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to MasterChef. I'm your host, Sarah Wilson, and these are your judges.
All 3 of us are from Melbourne.
So we'll be really scrutinising everything that everyone does.
Don't bring out anything that's rubbish. It's got to be good, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for food that is delicious, it's clever, and kind of shows some real understanding of what people want to eat in Australia today.
You'll have 1 hour in here to prepare your food. And then you're going to go next door and impress these guys. 5 minutes is all you've got. Don't hold back. Melbourne, good luck.
It's Melbourne's turn to discover just how tough this competition will be.
I'm doing a saffron mussel risotto. It's actually the first time I've ever made it.
The rice is well undercooked. Well undercooked. It's crunchy.
Look, I'll be honest with you, it's a no from me.
Yeah, it's a no for me.
It's a no from me as well.
That there just looks absolutely awful. It's hard, but it just doesn't cut it.
Your food's diabolical. Yeah. This is an abomination of just stuff.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking of how I can explain this.
Okay.
If amazing's here
Yeah.
and unamazing's here, you're down here.
2 hours in and no one has come close to winning a spot in the finals.
It's not MasterChef. It's not the top 50. It's not even the top 7,000.
No, that's miles away.
You know what I mean?
Miles away.
No. Right, this is Melbourne. We need to see food that really sings, food that stands up to coming out of this city and this state. At the moment, that's not happening. When you're standing out there with your trolley, look at your dish and ask yourself if it's really good enough. If you're not up to it, go home now. If you are up to it, come out there and blow us away.
It's a big wake-up call. You
know, it's pretty much step up to the plate or, you know, you're going to be cut.
Aaron Thomas isn't leaving anything to chance.
I'm measuring 260 grams exact.
Aaron's a disciple of an elite cuisine called molecular gastronomy.
Welcome to molecular gastronomy.
A mix of cooking and chemistry where food is broken down and then reformed into a new texture.
Voila, mango puree.
Back in the MasterChef kitchen, Aaron is performing this high-tech trick on peas.
I really want to have a 3-chef hat restaurant by the time I'm 25 and have the molecular theme running through it.
Aim high.
Aim high.
Yep.
Aim high, go home.
Hi, Aaron, quick as you can, please, and tell us what you're going to cook.
Okay, I'm doing a seared Canadian sea scallop with sphericated pea.
So you're a bit of a fan of techno-emotional modern cuisine, are you?
At the end of the day, there's no new fish jumping out of the sea. We're not, you know, there's no new herbs that people are growing. So, you know, this is the way of redefining textures, putting new flavours together, and just being out there and courageous.
What you're basically doing there is you've taken a load of peas, which are round in the first place, and you've essentially made them into a puree, and then you're making them back into a pea, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's a different texture to a pea. This is a burst of flavour. It's not a pea in its essence.
It is. And the people at home will be saying, I just don't get that.
Yeah, I really just wanted to try and be different.
OK, let's taste it and we'll see what it's like. To be honest, what I get there is little spheres of peas that don't taste as nice as peas.
The problem with this food is it's very, very, very easy for it to be wanky. The whole essence is not about doing something spectacular and foamy and wow. It's about taking something and highlighting the flavour of the central ingredient. Having said that, for a 21-year-old kid to cook that sort of food and to cook a dish like that at that level is fantastic.
From my point of view, you've presented an interesting dish. If you can temper a little bit of this need to show off this way and concentrate on some basics, then I think you'll do well. So from me, I'd like to see you in Sydney. It's a yes from me.
Thank you.
I'm really impressed about what you know. And I do want you to come to Sydney, but head down, bum up. So it's a yes from me.
This country has yet to really embrace this style of food, and that's a concern. But that's a yes from me.
Cheers, thank you.
So you're going to Sydney?
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Look, you've impressed us enough to go, so well done.
Thanks.
1 of 50. What a chance,
yeah.
huh?
Well, I'm nearly in tears. I'm so happy.
It's OK, you can cry.
Yeah, it's like... speechless.
You all right?
Yeah.
Come on, do your apron up, and I'll give you a hand to pack down, yeah?
Shit.
Well done.
Coming up later, Australia's top 50 amateur chefs go into battle.
Take these knives seriously, but these are razor sharp.
But next, a vegetarian chef faces her worst nightmare.
Will you cook meat?
Thousands applied for the MasterChef auditions in Melbourne, food capital of Australia.
I'd like to see you in Sydney. It's a yes from me.
So far, just one of the highly prized MasterChef aprons has been claimed.
It's like... speechless.
21-year-old Sarah Clark knows she faces an uphill battle to make the next round.
I'm vegetarian, and a lot of people think that vegetarian food means steamed veggies and tofu, and honestly, that's disgusting.
We've got a roast beetroot risotto with goat's cheese and roasted walnuts.
Sarah will have to prove a vegetarian chef can make it in a meat-loving world.
You're going through a bit of a life change, is that right?
Yeah, I've been unwell, and this is just the beginning. I want to start afresh. I just want to do something I love. A lot of people don't believe I can cook, so I need to prove a lot of people wrong.
Hi, Sarah, welcome.
Hey.
Congratulations on making it this far.
Thank you so much. I'm out to prove that vegetarian food can taste good because I'm vegetarian.
So what did you do?
So what I did,
step by step.
roasted some beetroots up. I used kind of rolly rice rather than arborio because I find that it holds its shape a bit better.
Good decision.
I chose to use the goat's cheese and the walnuts, partly because I really like contrasting textures.
You've obviously spent some time thinking about flavours. Can you talk about your relationship with food?
Well, I actually had an eating disorder, anorexia, and it took a fair chunk of my life away from me. I know it's going to sound really weird, but my eating disorder has actually helped me become a better cook. When you go without something for a long time, you really, really love it when you get it back.
When you first discussed the dish, I was excited by it. I'm not actually really excited now because I hate moulded rice. It's nice. It's nice.
It's a classic combination. There's no two ways about it.
Everything's right for me. You know, the fundamental flavours are there.
What really impressed me is your understanding of texture, and it's a thing that so many chefs forget about.
The vegetarian angle interests me. Will you cook meat?
Yes, I will. I'm not really, really strict with that.
You know, going to the next level, if we say yes, you know, you've gone from over 7,000 applications from around the country to only 50 people.
Bring it on. I'll do it.
You're in it for me.
Really?
You know, I think there's something there. You're a yes for me.
You want to do the honours?
Thank you so much.
There you go.
So we look forward to seeing you in Sydney.
Thank you so much. This is the beginning of a new life for me, honestly. I've gone through a lot, and I'm just glad that this time it's something more positive.
I am too.
Thank you.
Melbourne's back on track. And out in the prep room, there's a queue of eager competitors jostling for a shot at the top 50.
I'm doing a salt and pepper calamari. I try to do a few pieces at a time because you need it to really, you know, crisp up.
Brett Parker-Jones is playing safe with a simple dish. His job has taught him that simple food can make a big impression.
I've been a photographer all my life. I've been shooting cookbooks Monday to Friday, every day. That's an amazing job. Just want to take it that one step further. I almost became a chef at the tender age of 17. And it's never sort of left me. Food is one of those definitely sensual giving things. And I think I've got a lot to give.
Brent, welcome.
Thank you.
So what do you got for us?
Mate, I've got a little bit of a take on a bit of a family favourite. I mean, no one knocks back a little bit of salt and pepper cal.
What do you do?
I'm a food photographer.
So food photographer into a chef, restaurateur?
Look, I came into this with a sea change on my mind. I've always admired kitchen culture. It is the heart place, it's the meeting place, it's the spiritual centre of most homes, and especially mine.
Tell me, how do you rate your dish out of 10?
Poorly today, I'm afraid.
Poorly? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
I haven't done it justice. I think the cal might be a little bit under. George is not happy, and he's got the best palate in Melbourne, and so does no. Here we go.
don't think that's a great dish.
No.
But I would have thought that you would have known better. And if I'm putting you through at the next level as a cook, as a chef, it doesn't cut it. So
fair enough. Thank you.
I work with a lot of food photographers, and I think they tend to have a really good eye. They tend to be pretty rubbish cooks, the ones that I know, and that kind of makes me a little bit hesitant. But you know, I think there's something there. You're a yes for me.
Thank you.
This puts me in a ripper position, doesn't it? Hey? My question is, will you become from a photographer, will you make that transition into a chef?
I've done my time as a photographer and I can do what I do in my sleep. Now I need to see. I need to see if this is where I'm going to go. Simple as that.
Brent Parker-Jones is on a knife edge. The vote is split, so his dream of becoming MasterChef rests on George's decision.
This puts me in a ripper position, doesn't it? Hey? It's a lovely dish when it's done beautifully. Look, I think we can help you make that dish fantastic. You're going to Sydney.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Holy cow. I have so poked my head above the water like this, it's just going to get chopped off by a surfer in Sydney, I tell you.
Halfway through the Melbourne Auditions and only 3 contestants have won places in the prestigious top 50. Melbourne's foodie reputation is looking like a souffle that's sunk.
Didn't make the crew.
Can our next contestant rise to the occasion?
MasterChef! I've had housemates that tend to bring home bits of roadkill, and it's usually me that gets to cook it. So they said you should go down and try and cook real food for a change. So here I am.
Nick Wilkerman has made his first ever trip to the city. He's here to show off his bush cooking skills.
I work as an adventure guide, so I do a lot of rock climbing and hiking work, all that kind of thing. And so a lot of my cooking is done on fires or in camp ovens, on little stoves. So this is all a bit foreign, just going from that kind of thing to the fine dining.
What are you cooking today then?
Cooking a chicken jolie. It's a big piece of breast chicken, I suppose. I like the actress, that's the only parallel I can draw. Did come from the supermarket, this one, I'm happy to say.
All right. Now, are you ready to put a few of those things on your trolley?
Yep.
What's with the woolly hat, mate? It's like 30 degrees outside.
Yeah, it keeps the hair out of my eyes. I'm in the middle of a stupid bet to see who can grow their hair for the longest.
So what have you got?
It's called a chicken jolie, named after the actress.
Chicken jolie?
Yeah, it's chicken breast. It's infused with white wine and it's served with fettuccine, parmesan, avocado and almonds.
What do you do?
Yeah, I was about to go into that. I actually work as an adventure guide and I spend months at a time out in the bush.
So do you fish? Do you shoot?
Try to. I don't. Generally, I'm just the cook.
But just like these guys, they cook and they send people out to go and get stuff.
That's right. Yeah,
that's a good idea.
Yeah,
What happens?
So if you're cooking, where else do you get your ingredients from?
Eating the odd bit of roadkill.
Sorry?
Eating the odd bit of kangaroo that's been retrieved from the side of a road.
I'm eternally suspicious now of anything that you cook.
You're the food critic.
I was going to have a rock off if you like.
Do we rock off? Actually, paper, rock, scissors it. Do you want it?
Ready?
Gary!
Oh.
Enjoy.
Oh, hang on. Oh, no!
Oh, that must have been on the chicken.
No! Record-breaking hair?
Oh! What's that?
The thought of eating your hair has really put me off. But thanks for having a go.
Thank you, mate.
Pleasure, thank you.
I need some inspiration, guys. I really do. The next person on needs to inspire me to continue to breathe.
Hi, my name is Linda Kowalski and I'm a foodaholic. I think I really, really need to bring out the creativity and design in my food, showing that I can cook simple, good food, but presenting it in an amazing way.
I'm very proud of Linda. She's very, very special, very close to my heart.
I'm at crossroads in my life, and I've decided to take the year off to really, truly decide what I want to do, and all of a sudden, here's MasterChef.
If you get MasterChef, if you go further in this competition, what will it mean to you?
Oh, look, it would mean realising all my dreams.
Hi, Linda.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
What's the dish you've got on the...
Today I've got a rice pudding, a blueberry rice pudding with violet reduction.
But you're obviously very lucky. You can travel. You know. I'm not really sure what you want to get out of this. What's a great achievement of yours?
I competed in a beauty pageant contest last year. My mother was diagnosed with breast cancer. I was dealing with that. I managed to get up on stage in front of 4 million people, and I managed to win Miss Congeniality. For me, that was, you know, it wasn't for anyone else.
That's been really hard with your mother going through that.
My mum finished chemotherapy just a couple of weeks before. And, you know, it's really, really difficult, but I do it for the people I love, and I do it for myself because I know I have that passion.
She's good now? She's getting better?
Yeah, she's all right.
So let's have a look at this dish. It's a blueberry rice pudding.
Yes.
With a violet dust.
Yes.
We talk a lot about how food looks, and this is, I think, probably the first dish that looks like it's come out of a proper European Michelin-starred restaurant. I mean, that's fantastic.
So you've got little shortbreads.
Yes.
And what's this?
This is the violet powder, crystallized violets.
Yep.
That I've candied myself.
Are you pulling my leg?
No, no, certainly not.
Listen, what I'm imagining in Sydney is these 50 great people that are passionate, that are driven. They'll be sweating, they'll be crying, they'll be laughing. Are you able to tick all those?
Yes. Yes, 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 yes.
You're in it for me.
Yep. You're in it for me.
Yep, for me as well, then.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I gotta go. Thank you.
Did you come with somebody, by the way?
My mum.
You came with your mum.
Well done.
Wow.
Well done, Mum. You got
Well
a good job. You got a very good job.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All of a sudden, Melbourne springs to life.
That's absolutely delicious. It's a total yes from me, and I want you to come to Sydney.
Oh, shit. We've been dreaming of this one. We need to take that homey, honest food up a notch, don't we?
OK, I'm ready.
Don't we?
Thank you.
Why do you want to be on MasterChef?
I'm going to realise my dreams. The next thing I want to do is open up a really good beer bar, beer cafe, and people are going to go there for the best food, the best beer that you can get.
For me, it's absolute resounding yes.
Thank you so much.
The run of MasterChef Aprons has the food capital back on the map.
I think he's the foodie's favourite, and I think that'll be interesting to see how he goes in some of the challenges we've got, which will be very unfoodie.
Coming up later, the Top 50's first challenge becomes a bloody battle.
I want to go back in. I don't want to have to stay out, that's for sure.
competition between Victoria's best amateur chefs is down to the wire.
That is not a dish to bring out and for us to go, whoa!
In terms of the top 50, no. In terms of if there was a top 100, I'd put you in that top 100.
That salad is an absolute abomination. And for me, it is a big no, with lots of dots after it and a huge exclamation mark.
The last few places in the MasterChef finals are proving difficult to crack. But our next cook has a plan to break the deadlock.
Do you like my very well-planned menu planner, which tells me my process, ingredients, time and equipment, how very engineering. My name's Kate Reid, and I'm here to change my life. I'm an engineer by trade, but I discovered that it's actually cooking that I love.
Kate is risking everything to follow her dream of becoming a chef. 8 months ago, she quit her prestigious and highly paid engineering job.
My escape when I'd spend 13 or 14 hours at the office in front of the computer was to come home and cook. I finally thought I don't want this just to be the thing that I do at the end of the day after a bad day at the office. I want it to be everything.
How are you?
Very well, how are you?
Tell us what you've got.
Today I'm cooking for you a pan-fried ocean trout fillet, just seasoned with salt and pepper, served on a bed of spinach and pistachio Pilauf rice. I did debate whether to cook it in there or not, but thought I'd risk it cooking in front of you guys.
So what do you do for a living?
I am a qualified aerospace engineer.
Does that mean you're smart?
A high achiever.
So, well, explain to me the job.
I designed Formula One cars, designing the external elements of the car.
So you'd be able to put a big wing on the back of his Monaro?
Pretty much. I could do that for you.
So why food? Why MasterChef?
You know, I didn't really like Formula One. Kind of heartbreaking. It's, 15 years of study and work, and you think, actually, this isn't really what makes me tick. And over the last 3 years, my escape started becoming going home and cooking at the end of the day.
Should we taste? Do you want to cut that in half, George?
Yeah. It's very raw.
It is very raw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pilauf's great. Yeah, a really nice kind of home version of a Middle Eastern dish.
Thank you.
Look, this is not really a hard decision for me. If that salmon was cooked properly, I'd polish it off. So it's a no from me.
Come on, boys. I will give it everything. If you see some sort of promise in here, please give me a chance. This is what I want to do. I know that this isn't up to restaurant standard yet, but I want to get there, and I would like to be coached and mentored by you three.
Gary said no. I'm going to say yes. I think you've got some great energy. I think you present really well. I think you kind of got what it might take.
Honestly, if that fish was perfectly cooked, it would be a yes. Take this now as positive criticism. Come back next year and blow us away. Do the same dish, OK?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's talent walking out the door there. That's talent walking out the door. That's an understanding of food that you seldom see.
There's no easy passage into the MasterChef Top 50. Only a handful of contestants still have a chance to impress.
Hi, my name is Nick Champa. I'm a retail wine store owner with my wife, Tamara. I would like to see this store with wine and food and people just enjoying.
We've been together for 20 years. I remember the first day I met her. It was love at first sight. I loved her big time. Still do.
We do depend on one another a lot. We are always together.
It's true.
No, we feed off one another a lot. We need one another.
But if Nick is to win MasterChef, he'll have to make it on his own.
G'day, guys.
Good afternoon. How are you? So, what are you cooking for us today?
Today, I'm doing an olio with pancetta, rughetta, cherry tomatoes, and finished off with some grana padano on top.
Why do you want to do this? What's MasterChef Australia going to do for you?
MasterChef, for me, is going to enable me to introduce food into my wine store. That's my whole ambition in life, is to do that.
And you see yourself doing the cooking?
Yeah, I can.
Who's going to run the wine business?
Well, I've spoken with my wife. She's actually, we've actually got the similar passions. Similar passions. We cook a lot together.
You sound like you're a team. Is she fully supportive of you?
She is, yes.
It's smelling very good, I got to say, even over here.
I'd be happy in a little cafe eating that. No problem at all.
Thank you.
I'm just, you know, the wife, husband team, you know, it's, I'm not sure. Who really is the cook? Is she here today, by the way?
She is, yeah.
She is? Go and get her. Go on, bring her in. What do you reckon? You reckon he's the cook or you reckon she's the cook? But it's him. He's the one that stuck his hand up in the air and said, oh, I want to do this.
And will he be as good a cook without his wife around?
Guys, this is my wife, Tamara.
Tamara, nice to meet you.
You too, nice to meet you.
We're just trying to figure, maybe it's just my suspicious mind. It's a very, very simple dish. The two of you love to cook and to, you know, all the rest of it.
We do. I know that food's always been his passion, and it's actually both our passion, but at the end of the day, he's doing it for us, and if he was to succeed, maybe our dreams will come true.
Tamara, do you want to just come over here so we can ask? There's nowhere to hide with a dish as simple as that. There's also a real shortage of properly cooked pasta, and that spaghetti alla carbonara is impeccably cooked. Well, I reckon it's a yes from me.
I like the idea of it. I'm just not sure in terms of the depth of knowledge there, and also the, you know, your resilience and strength away from the family. But I like it, so it's a yes. It's a yes from me.
It's a yes from me.
Tamara, I think you should probably do the honours.
Don't forget, over 7,000 people applied for this. 50 of you going through to Sydney.
Congratulations.
It's been a triumphant day as Melbourne lived up to its food capital reputation.
You're going to Sydney.
14 outstanding cooks made it through to the semi-finals.
Congratulations.
Well done, boys.
Good
job. Let's go.
A week later, the top 50 amateur chefs from around Australia land in Sydney. This is where the contest really begins.
Made it to Sydney. Big deal to be top 50, so very excited to be here.
I'm looking forward to finding out what we're expected to do. Yeah, the not knowing is the bit that's making, I think, all of us very nervous.
The Australian Technology Park's massive locomotive workshop has become MasterChef's arena. Inside, the top 50 are ready for battle.
When I walked through that door, my heart stopped. I was like, oh, it's actually real. You gotta get serious.
Coming up, the MasterChef finalists face their first nerve-wracking challenge.
I was shaking from the feet up.
Fail, and they could be heading home.
When I walked through the doors into this massive warehouse, I was a little freaked out.
First impression, I'd have to say fear. I looked at the judges and seeing George and Gary and then Sarah again, just wow, what have we got ourselves into?
Hello everyone and welcome to the top 50 of MasterChef Australia. Congratulations to all of you just for getting this far. It's absolutely incredible. But of course, we are only after one MasterChef. And over the course of the next few days, we are going to take this group of 50 and whittle it down to just 20 finalists.
I'll be gutted if I get voted out before the top 20. I'll be gutted. I want to make the top 20 big time.
I'm going to win. I'm not going to make it through the top 20, I'm going to win.
Okay, time for your first challenge. And for that, we're going back to basics. Here's a little clue of what to expect.
This truck just started backing right up. It's just like, is it apples? Is it oranges? Oh, God. Onions.
Yeah, should have worn waterproof mascara. It's going to get ugly.
But actually, it reminded me when I was a teenager, because we used to have parties in onion sheds. So I'm very, I feel like onion is my friend.
Yes, you will be chopping onions. You will be chopping a lot of onions. Watching over you will be two of your judges, two of the best onion choppers in the country.
You think that's a lot of onions?
Yeah.
These are what all the basics of cooking's all about. If you can't chop an onion, how you expect to put food on a plate?
Your job is to impress the judges with your chopping skills. If you pull this off, that means you're through to the next round. Now, if you fail to impress these guys, I'm afraid it means you will have to face an elimination challenge. You will have to fight for your life to stay in this competition.
I just hope that I'm good enough I don't go home tonight. I'd be devastated to go home tonight.
Right, guys, I'm going to show you how to chop an onion. You first take your paring knife, yeah? Then you peel your onion. Now, I've cut myself a few times, yeah? Hopefully you're not going to cut yourself today.
That's quite terrifying because I'm, attached to my fingers and I think that they may be in jeopardy during this challenge.
We want some onions sliced and some onions diced. So to slice, you remove the core. Done. Okay, keep the core on to dice. And then slowly, nice dice. We don't want to see chunks, we want to see diced onions, yeah? There you go.
When he was chopping it and the speed that he could do it and how even it all was, I was thinking, oh my God, I'm supposed to do that. Crazy.
Take these knives seriously. These are razor sharp. Try and calm the nerves, and we'll be watching you closely.
I'm really nervous because they've spoken about chopping your finger sort of 5 or 6 times now, and I've actually convinced myself that I'm going to do it.
Okay, everyone, grab an onion and let's get chopping.
The judges look pretty intimidating today. I think they're going to be pretty brutal with us. So I'm pretty nervous about what they're going to say about my skills.
So, this is your first big challenge. This is your first opportunity to show George and I what you can really do. Knife skills, that is what we're here to look at, knife skills.
Think about what you're doing, accuracy. It's serious, guys, yeah? It's not just a bag of onions. This is the rest of your life.
The challenge was extremely nerve-wracking. I was shaking from the feet up, basically. The pressure was definitely on.
You're going to get a tap on the shoulder if you're good enough to go forward to the next round. Are you ready?
Yes, chef.
Let's get chopping. So, this is your first big challenge. Knife skills. That is what we're here to look at, knife skills. You're going to get a tap on the shoulder if you're good enough to go forward to the next round. Are you ready?
Yes, chef.
Let's get chopping.
I think I can probably cut an onion. I hope I can. But when the judges started to crawl down the line, sort of creeping up like a, I don't know, like a pack of sharks, it was quite imposing, I think.
Do you feel the heart racing? Yeah? That's every nighter, every night in the restaurant. My heart races, yeah? For beautiful food, yeah? It all starts from the onions. You can't get them right, you're wasting our time.
I was so nervous. And when they come up behind me, I started to shake, and they started, I think they feared for their own lives. My hand was just going...
Not a race. It's about your knife skills.
Under this kind of pressure, knives and nerves are a dangerous combination.
Just relax, concentrate, yeah? Watch those fingers.
I guess just lost focus and blood started flowing. I think I was just rushing it too much.
How many have you cut?
I've got 2 so far.
Look at those, George. Some nice finely diced onions here. You're doing a good job. You're in. Step back.
And they tap the guy next to me, who's the first one to be tapped. And then they stop next to me and my hand started to shake. I mean, it was pretty intense.
Good job. Step back.
And when I got the tap, I thought, fantastic. At least I've saved myself.
Nicely sliced. Nicely diced.
Only 38 of the 50 cooks will get a tap on the shoulder.
Step back.
And be safe from elimination.
Don't forget, you know, this is the first round. So if you're not chopping well enough, if you get distracted by those around you, you may not get through.
As soon as the judges walked past me, I think that's when the peak of my nerves hit. They were picking more people. I was on about my 12th onion. And I was just hoping that they were going to pick me, so...
Keep chopping, keep chopping.
This is where the challenge gets most intense. Half of those still chopping won't make it through.
I've just put the knife in the wrong hand, gone the wrong way. I was stressing. I was pissed off with myself. Hey, big time. They walked up and down another 2 times before I actually got back onto the table.
Well done, you two. Step back. Good job. Nice dicing, nice slicing. Step back. Well done. Pressure's off.
I'd have been pissed off if I got kicked out for not cutting an onion very well. I'm not here to muck around.
You can step back, even though you've lost 2 fingers. How many fingers?
He went and tapped me on the shoulders, and that's when I just, melted. Hey, done what I come to do this morning. I want to win it, though. I really do.
There's one more, guys. One more.
When I heard it was one left, I just thought, okay, my heart started racing and I thought, just chop, just chop.
So, the rest of you, stop chopping.
When the judges said knives down, stop, I'm like, oh, rat, that's just, you know, it's criminal.
You think you're good enough and you're confident when you go into a challenge and then they tell you you can't even cut onions, you know, and it brings you down a few pegs, definitely.
Guys, that was your first big kitchen challenge. The 12 of you that are still standing at your boards, please come up and stand here.
When you had
the line of people that had made the cut. And then you had our line, which had not made the cut. I thought, oh, what is coming now? Are they going to say, well, you know, that was your first challenge, you're out of here?
The 12 of you standing in front of us, unfortunately, your onion chopping skills were not up to par. You will now face an elimination challenge, and 6 of you will be chosen to go through to the next round. The rest of you will be going home immediately. And you'll have to say goodbye to your dream of becoming Australia's first MasterChef.
Tomorrow night, the very first elimination.
We had such high hopes for you 12. You've fallen at the first hurdle.
To save themselves, they need to create the best dish of their lives.
This is it. Cook like it's the last dish you're ever going to cook.
Find out who can't handle the pressure.
I actually thought, I can't do this.
1 minute to go.
And who rises to the challenge.
From the start, I didn't know what I was doing.
Look, it's an interesting dish. We take a deep breath and get in there and cook, yeah?
We put these people through, and then we're left with this.
We've got 6 to send home. I think we know who they're going to be, right?
As the search continues for Australia's first ever MasterChef.